Hi, I'm Paul Parks, and welcome to part 1 of How to Play Spanish Fly. In this part, we're going to be going to the first part of the song, the tapped harmonics. But before we get started, let's go ahead and tune up. And remember, in this song, we've got the guitar tuned down one whole step. So instead of E, A, D, G, B, E, we're tuned down to D, whatever the rest of the notes are. I'm going to refer to these notes throughout the song as E, A, D, G, B, E, and any notes we fret by their normal notes. It's because it's hard to have to translate down a whole step every time. So let's go through each note one by one, and you can tune along. Here's the top string, the E string. Now the A string. The D string. The G string, the B string, and the bottom E string. So one more time all the way through. E string, A string, the D string, G string, B string, and the bottom E string. Sorry. Okay, we're ready to get started. Alright, when you're tapping harmonics, this is a lot different from two-handed tapping where you're doing something like and you're actually tapping the string where you would normally fret it. You're holding it down with your right hand finger. We're not doing that in tapped harmonics. What we're actually doing is striking the string against the fret wire and letting it go. We're not tapping back here or up here. We're tapping directly over the fret where we want the harmonic to sound. So at the octave, normally the harmonic is played right above the fret. In this case, we're going to tap it. And then as we move our fret hand, we're fretting at the 2nd fret. We want the octave to sound, and we tap above the 14th fret. If we fret at the 3rd fret, we want to play the octave, we tap the, so that 15th fret. And so on. And you'll hear that a lot in Eddie Van Halen's playing. Things like Mean Street is where he really goes nuts with the whole concept. But in here, we're just playing this little area right here, mirroring what we're fretting at the top of the neck. Now the first chord, the very beginning, is, I believe that's an E suspended 4th. The top string, the E string, is open, and then the A, D, and G strings are all fretted at the 2nd fret, and the B string is played open. All right, so just going through them one at a time. Now you notice on the A, D, and G strings, since those are fretted at the 2nd fret and I want to play the octave, I'm not tapping at the 12th fret, I'm tapping at the 14th fret because that's one octave above where I have the chords, the strings fretted. So you're playing the same chord shape that you have fretted on the neck, just one octave down. again, it's the 12th fret, 14th fret, 14th fret, and the last few notes are 14th fret on the G, 12th fret on the B, then back to the 14th fret on the G. So once more through. Again, and from there you go into the second chord, which is played with the A string open, the D string open, the G string fretted at the 2nd fret, tapped at the 12th fret, and on the B string we're going from the 1st fret, 3rd fret, open, but tapped at the 13th fret, 15th fret, and the 12th fret. So again, that's try that again. Now you notice here at the very end, after I've tapped these notes, you'll see my fingers resting on the G and the E strings. I'm not pushing those down, I'm just muting them, because sometimes it gets difficult to quiet the strings you don't want to sound, and you only want the B string to sound on that last note. So what I do is just put my fingers on the strings that I want to mute, sometimes even on the D string, so that when I hit that last B, that's the only one I hear. Whereas otherwise, if I just have it open, sometimes I'll accidentally hit the wrong note. I'm just kind of sloppy with my tapping still. So here we go, all the way through one more time. The top string open, 12th fret, the A string fretted at the 2nd fret, tap at the 14th fret, D string, 2nd fret, tapped at the 14th fret, G string, 2nd fret, tapped at the 14th fret, and the B string open, G string, 14th fret, and the A string open, D string open, tap at the 12th fret, G string 2nd fret, tapped at the 14th, B string at the 1st, 3rd, and open, tapped at the 13th, 15th, and 12th frets. Okay, just a few notes to wrap up. First of all, when you're practicing all of these, everything that we're going to cover here, don't get into much of a hurry. Your first inclination is probably going to want to be to play it just like Eddie plays it. Just full speed. Don't do that. Resist that temptation. You want to take your time, play it slowly, hit every note correctly. One of the things I really admire about Eddie's playing is how crisp it is, how you can hear every note. If you slow it down, it still sounds very crisp, very clean. The way to get there is to play each note slowly and let your speed build up bit by bit. If you get into much of a hurry, you're going to sound like I just did right there. You're not going to be hitting the notes cleanly. You want to take your time, play it slowly. Really work on the technique. Work on getting that harmonic to sound cleanly. Work on striking the string, lifting your finger immediately. Don't leave your finger there and mute the string. And work on the transition from note to note, going from chord to chord as well. And then shifting your hand. If you take your time, you'll find yourself falling into playing it quickly without even realizing it. As you build your muscle memory, as you get used to tapping the harmonics, you'll find yourself falling right into a flow, and then you can gradually increase your speed if you want to. Okay, thanks for watching, and good luck. If you have any questions, if you want to point out any flaws, any mistakes, leave a comment down there. I will read them all, and I'll try to get back to you if you have any specific questions you want me to address, or Maybe at the end of all of this, I'll have a wrap-up video where I can answer all of your specific questions. See you next time. Stuck.